Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 9th to the 15th of September 2024. So this week, by Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have Mercury leaving the final phase of the retrograde totality, which has been the awareness phase. So since the 29th of August, we've been made aware and we can see the results of what we've changed. So have a look at where you feel stronger. See if you can place your own story. Was it to do with self-worth, work realignment, deepening relationships, shining your light, learning to communicate from a more genuine place? That will depend on which house this was taking part for you. Once we know the houses, we can harness the energies more personally as they come along. And I do have a whole module in my course about the houses which can be taken as a standalone. So if you'd like to learn more about the houses, do contact me for that. So the Mercury retrograde story, we've gone in, we've changed how we feel, we've realigned with our true desire. We've learnt more about our higher consciousness self, been able to let go of some of the baggage of personality or external obligation. That's why these are such important times and have been so for a couple of years now, really fine-tuning us so that we're heading in the right direction and coming from the right place. So Mercury moves into Virgo at the beginning of the week and then ends the third part of the retrograde by Wednesday, Thursday. But the big energies as of last week were Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn, which will happen until the 20th of November, and making a trine to Uranus retrograding in Taurus. So two earth signs there, Capricorn and Taurus, are lit up with the two big planets making retrograde steps for us to once more go in again and change at a core level. So Mercury is more changing our mind, our perspective, our realizations. But Pluto is getting rid of anything that's base, transmuting that energy. And Uranus is liberating ourselves and being able to see things from outside of the box. So very powerful trine there, both taking us inwards. Is there anything that you're ready to let go of in order to raise your energy? You have the power to do that with Pluto. And is there anything that you want to see differently and liberate yourself from? Change your mind, change your world. And those two working in harmony, specifically affecting those two earth signs and Scorpios and Aquarians. Pluto rules Scorpio and Uranus rules Aquarius. The key point for the whole of this year has been the point between Capricorn and Aquarius, the 0° point of Aquarius. That's still lit up. So depending on where that is in your chart, you may see some activity there. But this is big, fundamental and final energy, as once we get to November the 20th, Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 15-16 years. And the motto for Aquarius is Know Thyself. So we're looking at complete self-mastery here, which is really one of the main meanings of life, that we come here to master our soul self and live uniquely. So big energies there, and then next week we're approaching the next eclipse season. So while the Sun and Mercury are in Virgo, we'll be turning our attention over to Pisces as we have a full moon coming up on the 18th. And Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so we've got more clearance here. But this will be clearance of what we're holding in ourselves, what we've been holding on to ancestrally, what we've been holding on to from early childhood and school, emotional baggage that's just not us anymore. With the clarity of Virgo, we can notice and challenge some fundamental emotional beliefs that are ready to be rinsed out. And that will come along next week with the partial lunar eclipse on the 18th. But for now, the attention's on primarily getting the message of the retrograde story for Mercury, completing that journey so that we can focus on Pluto and Uranus, taking us deep to do some final clearing. And this will be helped by Mars in Cancer. So Mars will be in Cancer for the next 2 months, heading towards a very big opposition with Pluto before moving into Leo. And that will be very interesting because that's around the 4th and 5th of November, which is the time of the American election. So we can see some deep and feisty energy coming up in that respect. But more personally, Mars can purge and purify our waters. So this works really well heading towards that emotional full moon in Pisces. It's like Mars is doing the pre-work, stirring things up, rising them to the surface, shining light into the dark waters. So we can work with that energy towards full moon eclipse on the 18th, feeling into that energy all of this week. There could be some anger, passive-aggressive, resentment, things to do with the mother, the home. It's a very healing aspect, as once we let ourselves release, we're not holding on to things that can then bring dis-ease to the body. but we may start to notice some irritation or frustration with ourselves, really. If somebody else irritates us, it's because we're irritatable. So there might be a little bit of friction coming in there with Mars in Cancer heading towards the next full moon. So we've got work to do on every level, really. Mercury retrograde, the mind, perspective, freedom, clarity. Pluto and Uranus retrograde, taking us deep to do work to the core, to change our fundamental makeup, be able to elevate. And Mars in Cancer, stirring up some stagnant waters for purging and cleansing on our way towards a full moon in Pisces, which will be the rinse cycle. So if we attend to the job at hand on a day-by-day basis, this is what a knowledge of transits in advance really helps us with. Priority, what to do and when, as we can capture the moment and really benefit from some of these planetary movements. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available zoehind7@gmail.com. Do email me for a reading, courses or coaching, astrology, tarot, numerology and more. Sessions are very flexible and recorded MP3 for you to keep. Post these videos on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro, where there's a library of other useful videos as well. Please do like and share if this information is useful to you. And I post links on Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, AstroZo. So multi-levelled week, something big is building, not just towards the full moon, but towards the beginning of November. You can see that everything's sort of lining up for that first week of November. Something to click into place and possibly completely change our paradigm. I feel 2025 is a massive year, so this is the clear up year. We're really getting rid of everything that we can't afford to take forwards. And that can be a very pleasurable process, letting go, like a relief of burdens, and have very positive consequences for our health and well-being as well. So see if you can tune in according to what's going on in your chart. I'm more than happy to help you with that, as we have really through November and to next February to completely change and realign and live with sovereignty. And the planets are all helping us in their own time and their own way. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.